Okay, I will need to write that. Fingers. Fingers. So Supta Pada Asana is posture. Yes. So recline or supine, hand to foot posture. So Supta Pada Angushtasana. There is Supta Pada Angushtasana 1 and 2, but like that. Okay? Supta is recline, lay down on your back. Pada is the foot. Angushta is the fingers. Now, only thing that you have to think about, see the word Pada and Angushta are together. So it, sorry?
They both look to 8.
Sorry?
Like it's half, like here in the word, like both of them.
They're set together, but that's why I said keep it set. When the word comes together, actually there should be a space between Pada and Angushta, but it's not over there. So if it's there, if the word Pada and Angushta comes together, what do you think it would be? They're together.
Foot fingers.
Yes, foot fingers, but there should also be an action between them.
Finger fingers.
Is
The finger touches the foot. Holding.
sorry?
Holding.
Yes.
What?
You're normally holding the foot. You're holding the fingers of the foot. Angushta simply means fingers. Foot is in front. So Pada, foot, fingers. So it generally means your action would be you're reaching towards the foot. Okay, whether you use the belt or another story, but the action is that when these things come together. In any posture, if these two things are coming together, Pada and Angushta, generally means your hands has to meet the foot. Just that. Okay? Okay, now can I have you here for a second? Now this is also a reclined posture. Now, I'll tell you a simple thing that I like to do before this posture is when you generally go to classes and do Supta Pada and all, we don't have preparation for the hamstrings. And can I ask you something? If you want to stretch the hamstrings in any way, what would you do first? What is we just normally go stretch, but what do you think is let's just say, if you want to do throw pose, handstand, you warm up the wrist. Yes? If you want to do middle splits, you warm up the hips. But if you want to stretch the hamstrings, what should we do?
Knee.
Knee. Okay. Yes, but what do you think is a preparation to have a good
Ankle.
ankle?
Yeah, you go.
Yes. Can everybody just stand up for 1 second, please? Let's just try something. Okay, all good? Just keep the legs apart a little bit. Okay? No stress. I just want you to don't do anything. Just show and just go forward. Just go forward. Okay? Don't force or anything. Just go down, keeping the knees locked. Okay, perfect. Now look at me. You're gonna bend the knee. Take both hands like this or like this. Okay? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna press the knees into the legs and you're gonna tense that. You're gonna press, hold here, 1. Press the legs into the, press the legs into the hands. Exhale and press, stay. 1, 2, 3, press 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep on pressing, 9, stay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, go forward now. See that minute difference that you got? Yes? Yes? It's minute, we just did 15 seconds of tense. So, if you want to stretch your hamstrings, the first things we say is you need to fire up the quads. The more contraction and the more strength that you practice here, the better the hamstring stretches. So, we are always stretching hamstrings forward. But sometimes if you just relax, stop about stretching, and if you start to do this, the result that you get is way more and way less painful and faster progress if you start to load and release the muscle. So how can you do that? Lay it down. Can you lay down on your back? So it's not in the chart, but it's just a way of introduction. If I want to stretch somebody, and for example, if the person is completely beginner and all, this is the method that we would use. I want you to bend the knee, catch the thighs. Okay, just catch the thighs. Yes. Now keeping the knees bent, from here, keeping the foot flexed, start to straight the leg. 1. So if your knee is over here, that's the place where you're going to kick. If it's too much up, it's going to be hard on the hamstring. So this much, and then bend the knee, kick. 1. You're using this. 2. Straight, bend. 3, bend. 4. So what this is doing, this hand is pulling the thighs forward, and you're more focused on lifting the legs with this strength. And then if you,
So that's a preparation.
yes, this can be a very good preparation for stretching. So only thing that you need to understand, if you want to stretch the hamstrings, you need to find ways to work this first. If you are doing standing forward bends, you can do chair pose. This is also one of the reasons, if you, yesterday and all, you might have noticed how I started the hamstring stretches. I made you stay here for a lot of time. So you start to burn this, and then you go, the forward trend starts to come. This is why we combine, this is why I don't use chair pose like Ashtanga, but my chair pose is more lower. I want to load this up, and then I start to stretch. So it's the same thing, but a little bit more nicer way of doing it. And then you stretch. Any hamstrings, it's way more easier. Okay, so sometimes, most of the times, hamstring stretch itself we choose as the warm up for the hamstring stretch. So this is a great way to do that. Not necessary that you do it. No, most of the classes, if you go, they won't do it. But this is a nice way. Okay. Now here, what we are trying to do is, so here we, in this posture, we lift the right leg up. So when you lift the right leg up, make sure this leg, see, if you go down the chart, you will see the same posture done standing. I think it's on the second line, third line. See that? After 3 pose. It's the same posture done standing, it's just that it has a balancing element. So the best place to correct the alignment is the floor. If you can do it nicely on the floor, you can just add the balancing element to it. You can do it standing. Okay? So it's always better to be introducing things like this on the floor. So here also you have to think that you're standing. So make sure your foot is flexed and internally rotate it. It's just in the patella or the kneecap is facing the sky. Simple again. Now from here you're reaching up, trying to catch the big toe. That's what I said. Can you catch the big toe? Catch the big toe or use the belt. We also have another version with knees bent, but I'll show you. Here, the idea is, see, when you reach for the big toe, so we say rather than you meeting the leg should meet you. So if you're meeting, you're rounding the back, most chances are you go like that. But if the leg is meeting you, you're using the hamstrings to come more forward. Now when she is catching, see, the shoulders comes up. Here I want her to roll the shoulders back. So when you start to roll the shoulders back, both of the shoulder has to be parallel. So the action is imagine that I'm catching here. Look at my chest, my pectoral one is forward. So what I would do is it's roll back and down. This needs to come parallel. So that's the action. It's back, down. So you start to feel a certain level of engagement here. Okay? For the sake of it, we're just going to use the board. So you try to keep both the shoulders parallel, and from there you start to pull the hamstring. So catch, rolling the shoulders back, make both the shoulders together. Now if the elbows are bent, that means you can catch more up. From here, roll the shoulders back, down, hold. If you're comfortable again, you go higher. Okay, like this. When you reach, trying to keep the knees lengthened. Then if you comfortable, you can catch the big toes, it's fine. Now what I can tell you is you can also use this hand as a guide on the thighs. The thing is, most of
Knees bent.
no, knees straight but slightly bend is okay. This is why I said you can also do the version with knees bent. But I said yesterday, doing excessively with knees bent can lead to having your knees always bent. It's going to be hard for you to straighten the knee. Then you need to do other kind of practices to get away from it. So sometimes if you're bending, if you're stretching with knees bent, also stretch with legs straight. If you're stretching with legs straight, also stretch with legs bent. Both are actions that you need. Okay, so don't excessively use one. Okay, so this is something you keep in mind. Okay, this hand is more of a guide. For example, if the leg is going to the sides, you understand that, okay, I need to rotate the legs in. So this hand works as a guide, and you're kind of guiding yourself to be rotating the legs in. Knee goes up, foot is flexed. For example, if I were to keep a block, remember the points, it has to be there, staying over there. And it's also okay sometimes to flex, really dorsiflex the foot, because it really starts to activate the back hamstrings. The more flexion, the more stretch and more contraction you have over here. And if you really flex, it works over here, and it's going to help you when you start to stretch this leg next time. Okay, so flexing the foot can be good, but generally people teach always parallel. Sometimes I say really flex the foot because my reason is I want complete contraction. So choose up to you, no problem. But this is the traditionally or classically they always teach this. Understand the difference. Okay. Now from here, rolling the shoulders back, make sure that the elbows are not going to the sides. They're going, if this is the leg, they're going towards that side. Do you feel some kind of tension here? Roll the shoulders back, then bending the elbows more. You should feel the tension here. If you don't feel that, this rolling down is not enough of happening. So when you pull back, bend the elbows down. So you start to feel that this muscle becomes activated here. Release. There. Now pull, roll that, and try. Start to take the shoulders down, down. See, look at this action here. Roll, scapula down, and there it is. It has to really go down, and the elbow starts to shoot towards that side. Now, if you're comfortable, up, maintaining this position, you can go as deep as you want. Now you got comfortable. Catch the big toe. Now roll the shoulders back. Try to bring this shoulder and this shoulder parallel. Bend the elbow. Slightly keep it straight if you can. For all these two actions, you try. If you can keep the knee straight, good. Otherwise, you can also bend the knee slightly. Then roll and start to pull. Every time your bicep and tricep and the shoulder is active. Your hand is active. You're not just letting it go. Your hand is what is pulling you back. Okay, now. Thank you. Wait. Now release this. Now look at me. One of the times when you start to catch the big toe, see, and when you start to pull, you see this. Every time you do forward bends and all, you start to pull this. This and this is not parallel anymore. It starts to come up. So look at what I'm doing with my big toe. I'm rounding my big toe and pressing into the hands. Pressing into the hands. The moment I start to do that, I start to get the inner thigh activation. So I'm not just going this. As I pull back, I round the big toe, I kick in, and then I do. So my goal here is trying to keep the top leg also parallel. Okay? One more. Lift that same leg. Now if I wanted to assist here, same leg, lift up. Catch the belt or the big toe. Now when the person is staying here, first thing, flexing the foot. Rotate in. If the person was to rotate the legs outside, what would I do? I would come here, rotate the legs in. This is the action that you have to see. I catch here. Okay? And the thing is, when I am starting to press, I'm just not pressing. You see, there is this lifting kind of action that I make. Here, lifting action. Then rotate this in. And you see the distance between my shoulders. I try to keep the distance between my shoulders and the hands as less as possible. Because when I start to press like this, I use my bicep. I get tired fast and there is more chance of me doing this. But what if I'm very close, rotate in, my shoulders are close, then from my roll here and I shift forward. So I'm kind of using my body weight more than the strength. So if I use my body weight, I can assist more people. I don't get myself tired. So I can shift the weight as much as you can. And another technique that I use also is, if the leg is okay, if they're completely fine, the leg is rotated in and out, and I say keep the legs rotated in, shoulders underneath. Though this is more of the practice that I use to correct the knee. I never correct the knee by pressing the knee. What I do is I'm here, you can slightly knee step, I'm going to catch here, underneath the knee. Then I'm going to pull the leg back and at the same time I lift up from here. Follow? Then I lock it here and then I take. Follow? So it's the same action that I did. I just use my shoulders. But here it has to be done. This they have because my hands are not there anymore. Rotate, comfortable, good. Now hold on to that, catch, hold back, lift up. Now you roll the shoulders back. As you roll the shoulders back, I go forward. And I stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good? Good? 2 different ones. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. And simply think the left leg stays in line with the left shoulder or inside the left shoulders, never outside the shoulder. Okay? Now, thank you. Let's try this assist for each other real quick. Let's partner up and try this. Can I tell one more thing, guys? You know, most of the postures that you do, especially when it comes to standing and balancing postures, it's different for male, it's different for female. But in a generalized manner, it can be different from individual because there is something called COG. It means center of gravity. For example, for a man, the center of gravity from the lowest point, it's around 62%. From here, think of from that 0, this is 100. So from here, it's 62%. So my center of gravity is more higher than here. As a woman, the center of gravity is more lower. It becomes 55 to 58. So the center of gravity is here. What this does is, for a person with a lower center of gravity, postures like tree pose, warrior pose, warrior 1, warrior 2 will be much more easier because your center of gravity is lower. But the same center of gravity is lower. If you flip it upside down, you're going inversions, your center of gravity becomes more higher than the floor. That means the inversions becomes really hard for you. Whereas the person with higher center of gravity, men, broader shoulders. What happens is if you have a center of gravity which is more higher, standing balances, tree pose now becomes harder because your more balance is here, body weight is here. But if you flip that upside down, I can learn inversions much more faster and with less strength because my center of gravity is higher. So as I said, male and female difference is generally, that's how we say it, but depending upon the person, it's completely different. Okay, so each posture you also have to look from that perspective, especially when you go for inversions and all. This is a big thing because the more lower the center of gravity, the more harder it is. Okay, so let's try the assist. Yes, please. You can partner up. I think we have 10 people, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to show you one more thing.
Oh, attention.
Okay.
Oh, that one.
I'll show you after. So when you catch the right first stand up, you are rotating the leg in. This is the action here. And this hand can be either over here or it can be over here. But that hand has to catch it or the other.
When you, you just pull from. Oh, I see. So just push it out. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the thing. See the knee is bent.
Yeah.
Then look at this leg. So there's two First thing that I want you to do is always keep this leg rotated and keep this leg alive. What do you mean alive is this? Keep it flexed. It has to be active here. So it has to be flexed. Now keeping the knee straight. Okay, catch the bell, which means now make sure this hand is kind of rotating it. Head back. Not from here in here. It's now if he can maintain this, that's when I come underneath it. I'm not going more deeper. What I'm doing is I'm pressing this back, and
Oh yeah. Should we swap or do the other side first?
I don't need to go deeper. The more deeper I go,
Yeah.
you keep this rotating, pull this back and stand up straight.
One of my goals is to do so much.
Now guys, if you're comfortable, after that, when you can easily catch the big toe, the next thing is you try to lift the chest up and try to touch the chin.
I think I'm a bit far away from that.
Otherwise, that's right. The leg has to be somewhat close towards your chin, otherwise you would round your back.
Yeah, because my shoulders got warmed up. But there are
And guys, the next teacher is also here.
say one. Say one. Yeah.
This is for them to understand. This is what you're doing. And this is what we want them to do. Because people just forget. They're like more focused on stretching this. They don't think about this. So you just guide them.
And then once in the left side, that's the right side.
Yes.
On the left side is what?
So it's always on the floor. But the next part is when the leg starts to come closer towards the chin. You can start to lift the chin up. Okay. This you have to do for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds when you teach people bending the knees. So if you do it for quite some repetition, it's not easy. 5, 10 times doesn't work. Give them a 20 count, 25 count, and then let them do that like 1, 2, 3. But now you do. Now we have no time.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. Shoulder.
When you say stop, there is more 20% more. Yeah.
You don't need to go that much. Come. This much is enough. And look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my one leg forward, one leg back, one leg. I'm not keeping there. This first, I keep this, and I See, I
Yeah,
rotate
my
her
goal
and I
is
sleep.
like,
Now, if she's able to keep that legs there, then I don't need to be her. I'm like, okay, you're done over there. Now I'm trying
I'd like to get my
body
heels
weight
on the
back
floor,
from here.
and I'd like to get like
I'm not more focused on this. I'm more of pulling this back. But not on the knees, above the knee. Pull back. Then holding on to this leg.
I literally, I get to like, yeah.
Let's let
I think
this go
some of
after
that
the
is-
minute. Okay guys, you have the next class, huh? The teacher is already waiting. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But because I used to do rowing, it's like when I used to do rowing, it's literally the movement is that all time. So my like, this is strong, this is like short. Do you know what I mean? And then I never stretch this.
So then when I do abdominals, for it's not a problem, the problem is like
Yeah, and also half moon. When I do half moon, I get a pinching like in my hips.